A lot of women fall victim to this trap that their looks are what they have to lead with. They lead with their sexuality because their looks, their body, their face, that's all they were ever valued for or commended for in a sense. Hey y'all, it's your girl Tynisha Renee here. Welcome back or welcome to Tynisha Talks, where I like to speak my mind and I love when y'all speak back. In today's video, child, okay, I am going to be reacting to a clip that I saw on Instagram. Two women have a podcast and they were talking about the dynamic of men settling or going for women who are beneath them as a way to feel superior, okay? Now I had mixed feelings about this, but before I go ahead and say my thoughts, I'm gonna play the clip for y'all and then we can go ahead and get into it.
You feel like men go to a woman that is underneath them or beneath them so that way they can feel superior. I'm gonna give you an example. I have someone that's really close to me and he just got out of a relationship. Now he's in a new one, and that girl that he's now with doesn't look up to par. And this girl looks like she still needs help. And so he said, well, I don't want someone that is superficial, someone that cares about social media and all into their looks and doesn't care about money. But I feel like a lot of men will settle for a woman who looks less than, so that way they are not pressed to step up.
I do feel like that. I do feel like some men want to feel like men. And I always tell you this, like, men want to feel like men. And some men cannot feel like that with a top-notch female. You
but
get what I'm saying?
Do better.
You have to ask them. I really think it has something to do with their inner self-esteem.
Do you run into that, though?
I don't run into that. I made more money than somebody before. But see, that gave him motivation. It didn't really make him, but he did cheat on me with
someone less.
Trying to drink my water. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it, Jesus. Okay. So again, the two women in the clip were talking about the dynamic of men choosing women that they basically can feel more superior than so that they can feel like men. But I think where they went wrong is that this woman gave an example of a guy who got out of a relationship with someone, got with a new person, and said that he didn't want someone who was superficial, focused on their appearance, all into social media, so on and so forth. And those women took that as him settling for someone who, quote unquote, didn't look the part. So after hearing this, I'm like, okay, I can understand what some men mean when they say that modern women focus too much on appearance. But as y'all can see, this whole hyper focusing on appearance is not only happening when they look at men, it affects how women interpret the value of other women as well. So in this specific example, my personal opinion is that I would commend a man who wants to pursue women who are not superficial and actually want women of substance instead of going for your typical Instagram models. But in today's society, like I've been saying, we are so brainwashed by the facades of social media that we want this it girl appearance, right? We want to have the contoured face, you want to have the nails that are done, you got to have the white toes, you got to drive the expensive cars. You have to have all these things to prove that you are up to par, and if you don't have those things, then you're looked at as less than. Now, I know that some of y'all might think I sound backwards for this, but honestly, if my man were to break up with me and leave me for someone else, I think I would rather him deal with someone who looks better than me, okay? And let me tell you why. Everything that I am externally, aside from going to the gym, I didn't have to work for this, okay? These are genetics. Thank you, mom. Thank you, dad. Y'all meshed together and y'all made someone who was attractive. Therefore, I'm not going to pride myself on things that I didn't really have to put in the work in for. I just got genetically lucky to have that privilege. All of the internal qualities that I have to offer, being nurturing, being a good listener, being supportive, being loyal, all of those things are things that I had to work and develop over the years. So those are the things that I'm gonna pride myself more on because I put in work for that, unlike my physical appearance, which I didn't have to do anything for. So if a man is leaving me because he then determined that those qualities that I have to offer weren't enough, that makes me feel bad because then I'm thinking like, damn, am I not as good of a partner as I thought I was? What can I do to be supportive for my next relationship? It would then make me start to do more introspection on who I am as a person because I could see that it wasn't about physical attraction, wasn't about looks when he went to this person who is less attractive than I am. And I think that this is something that's really important for a lot of attractive women to realize because it requires a certain level of awareness and then deprogramming from the way that you were raised. And I can relate to that. Growing up, that's all you hear when you're a pretty girl. From a little age, people are constantly telling you how pretty you are. So once you keep hearing those things, it's a positive reinforcement that looks are something that are very valuable because people always comment on it. So then once you become of age and you start becoming sexually attractive, you know, boys start paying attention to you in that way, they start to focus on your looks too. So that's even more reinforcement that looks and physical appearance are valuable. So if you aren't able to look within yourself and see that all of the other things that you have inside are worth noting and are valuable to people, a lot of women fall victim to this trap that their looks are what they have to lead with. And that's how you also get into women who feel like they have to attract men based on their sexual appearance. They lead with their sexuality because their looks, their body, their face, that's all they were ever valued for or commended for in a sense. So subconsciously, they feel like that's all they have to offer or the most important thing that they have to offer. And I also largely blame this on social media. The women who have thousands of followers and they have people paying attention to them, they typically have a similar appearance. Nowadays, a lot of women have the BBL look, or they have the contoured face look, or the high-end, I'm an it girl type of look. All of it is very, very similar. But we also make a mistake of seeing social media as reality. And a lot of women say this when men comment on the fact that they don't like women who have BBLs. A common response is, well, you guys are always liking their pictures and leaving hearts and stuff like that. Yeah, they're liking their pictures and leaving heart comments and things like that because it's fun to look at. Those are women who are good to look at if you want to get sexually aroused. But are those the women that men are lining up to marry or build a family with? It is what it is. Again, social media is not reality. So going back to this notion that men pick women who are not a boss or bad bitch, who are not aesthetically pleasing because they want to feel superior, I call bullshit on that. And to be very clear, I think that there are a lot of men out there who do pick women who they know they feel more superior than so that they can feel more like a man. But I think that the women that they tend to go for in that case might be women who are more submissive, women who are not very strong-minded or who might not be argumentative and challenge the way that they think. Women who kind of go with the flow and allow them to lead so that they can feel more significant or important in the relationship. And men, you guys can let me know what you think. I could be completely wrong here, but let me know what y'all think in the comments. At the end of the day, the men that all the women typically want to go for, the alpha man, the macho man, the one who was a leader, just very powerful energy, I personally don't think that they're going to care about getting a boss bitch or a girl who looks like she's a 10 but has nothing else to offer because they be stressed out, child. They want someone to relieve their stress, who makes them feel mentally safe, who can balance all of the stressors that they have to maintain this lifestyle. Just having a pretty face isn't gonna cut it. And these are the things that I hope women can realize sooner than later, because if you pride yourself fully on your appearance, that's your pride and joy, your bread and butter to who you are, what are you gonna do when your looks start to fade? It's inevitable, right? You can get all the surgery that you want, all the Botox, you're still going to age. So when you start having gray hair, fine lines, you start to gain weight in places that you didn't have weight before, who are you going to be at that point? Do you feel like you're valuable at that point, or will you be lost because your whole entire life you base your value on who you are as a person on how you look on the outside? Just something to think about, y'all. So I know this was a quick video, but I just wanted to share my viewpoints on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye!